dear students, welcome back to E-Class of Science. We are going to study chapter 6. Till now we have discussed different types of chapters, isn't it? First we have discussed about crop and crop production. Then we have discussed fibers and plastics. Then we have discussed microorganisms and all. Then we have discussed about metals and non-metals. Then we have discussed about coal and petroleum products. Now we are going to study combustion and flame. Then each chapters are connected each other, isn't it? Then now we are going to study about the combustion. In last class we have studied about coal and petroleum products, which is used to burn to get energy, isn't it? Then this burning process is studied in this chapter. Okay, then first we are going to discuss about the combustion. Have you heard about combustion? Then anything that burns, that process of burning is known as combustion. We can go in detail. The chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to produce heat is called combustion. Any of the chemical reaction, actually this heating, this burning is a chemical reaction. Then in the 7th class you may studied about the difference between chemical reaction and physical reaction, isn't it? Then in physical reaction, what are physical reaction, physical actions, what are they? There is nothing formed in new product. The related product will be formed only after the physical process. That means, for example, when we are breaking a glass, the glass pieces have get, isn't it? Then, but the thing is, the product is glass itself, isn't it? Such like it is different from the chemical reaction. For example, one chemical reaction is the burning process, or the chemical reaction that is familiar to you is the process of making curd that we have studied in the earlier chapter, microorganisms, isn't it? Then at that time what it is observed, the milk is turned to curd, isn't it? Then what is the property of milk? It is white in color and its consistency is different. Then its taste is not sour, isn't it? Then when it is turned to curd, color is white but its consistency changes and also its taste changes. Then this change have been occurred. Anymore it is not a milk. It is not related to milk, isn't it? Such like process where a new product is formed, that is chemical reaction. Now we are saying that combustion is a chemical reaction. We know that when we burn anything, for example, we are burning a paper, what is obtained? The ashes are obtained, isn't it? Then it is the difference between the new product. The paper seems to be, can be written on that, can be taken in hand. Then what about the ashes? It is very powdery thing, isn't it? Such like the burning is a chemical process. Okay. Then the chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to produce heat is called combustion. That time we know that anything that is reacting, isn't it? Then they will combine together. Some chemical substance will combine together. When we are burning a paper is a substance, and what is the other substance? When it is combined, when it is connected with fire, then the atmospheric oxygen present there combines with the paper and it will forms burning process and the product is obtained. Actually this is happened, isn't it? Then the process of forming this reacts with atmospheric oxygen to produce heat. Then while burning it produces heat. Is called combustion. It is very simple. The simple thing is that explanation or definition of combustion is the chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to produce heat is called combustion. Is that clear? Then the substance which undergoes combustion is called a combustible substance. It is also called as fuel. Then any of the substance that is able to burn, that is known as combustible substance, and also it is also called as fuel. Sometimes light is also produced during combustion, either as a flame or as a glow. Air is necessary for combustion. Then these are the things we have to study. Then we know that when we are burning the candle, if there is no light, then we will burn the candle, isn't it? Then what happens? The candle will produce some heat and also it will produce some light also. Sometimes so combustion will produce heat and light. And sometimes the arc of the stove, gas stove, then what it is also producing some light and also it is having high heat energy also. Then air is necessary for combustion. We are saying that air is necessary for combustion. It is very much understood, isn't it? Combustion is a substance which reacts with oxygen. Then why air is needed? Because it needs oxygen. So air is necessary to burn or for combustion. Okay. Then combustible substances. Substances which burn air to produce heat and light are called combustible substances. Those substances which burn in air to produce heat and light, they are producing what? Heat and light are called combustible substances. Example: wood, charcoal, kerosene, petrol, diesel, liquefied petroleum gas, that is LPG. Then compressed natural gas, these all are able to burn. So they are combustible substances, or we can say them as fuel. Then you can see that this is wood, coal, LPG, kerosene. These all things are there. Then next one, there is an activity for you. Activity 6.1. Collect some material like stove, matchstick, kerosene, oil, paper, iron nails, stone pieces, glass, etc. Under the supervision of your teacher, try to burn each of these materials one by one. If combustion takes place, mark the material combustible, otherwise mark it as non-combustible. Then it is not possible to do this exercise, this activity in our school. So in your home, in the presence of your parents, only in the presence of your parents, try to do this activity. Then the result is given by me itself, because it is done to say here, isn't it? So wood, combustible or non-combustible. Wood can be burned, so it is a combustible. Then paper can also be burned, so it is also combustible. Then iron nails, can we burn iron nails? No, it is not possible. Then kerosene oil is also combustible, it can be burned. Yes. Then stone piece, can we burn stone piece? No, it is not possible. Then straw, we know that is a plastic material, it can be burned. Then charcoal is also combustible material, that can also be burned. Matchsticks, we are using matchstick to burn other things. So matchstick is burning substance. Then glass is not a burning substance. These are all the materials given here. Then you have got the answer, very simple. Then next one, next activity. This activity actually says is the thing is able to burn in the absence of air, and this is tested here. Okay, first one, it is fix a lighted candle on a table. Put a glass chimney over the table and thrust into a few wooden blocks in such a way that the air can enter the chimney. Observe what happens to the flame. Now let the chimney rest on the table. Again observe the flame. Then put a glass plate over the chimney. Observe the flame. Again the candle burns freely in air because, okay, this is the observation. Then this is the activity. To place a candle on a table. Here first on the table there is a wood piece and the chimney is placed over that wood piece. Why they are placed over such a wood piece? Because the air is easily flowing into that chimney, that glass. It is very easily to flow this air. The air is entering this glass. And after that remove the wood pieces and then place the glass. Then what can we see? We can see that the flame will burn off in few seconds. After some seconds, the flame will burn off. Then next one, we are placing, observe that happens. Then we are placing a piece of tin on the top of that chimney also. Then again we can see that the candle will be burned off. Then the observation, because air enters, this will burn off or will burn? It will burn, isn't it? So because air enters the chimney from below, the candle stops burning in B. The candle burns freely in A, and in B the candle stops burning in B. Because air do not enter the chimney from below. The next one, the candle will not burn in C because air is not available. This shows that air is necessary for burning. In the second one, actually it will burn for some times. After that, it will be off because the necessary air, the needed air is not replenishing. That means it is not changing. Then the available air is burned by the candle itself, and then the more air needed it is not getting. So the B will be burned off easily. Then the next one, C. What about C? C is not getting any more air and it will burn. It will off immediately. This is the activity of 6.2. From the activity of 6.2, what can we be able to understand? Air is necessary for the burning process. Okay. Then next one, it is the activity 6.3. Place a piece of burning wood or charcoal on iron plate or tawa. Cover it with a glass jar or a tumbler or a transparent jar. Observe what happens. Does charcoal stop burning after some time? And think of the reason why it stops burning. Then it is very clear that the charcoal will burn off. Why? Because this is catching not air in the tawa or any of the plate. It is not there because it is closed, isn't it? Then have you seen any of the person burnt their clothes with the fire, have covered with a blanket? Why this is happening, or why we are doing like this? We are covering the person with a blanket like this. You can see while a burning injury is happened, the person is kept like this. Why? Because the fire happened to that cloth. Then if it is present in the air, then the oxygen will be getting very sufficiently. Then when we cover it with a blanket, the oxygen content will be less, and so the fire will turn off easily, isn't it? So we are covering the person using the blanket. From all the things you have understood that why the air is so much necessary for burning purpose, because without oxygen the burning process, the combustion will not take place. Okay. The next one, ignition temperature. Then ignition temperature, the minimum temperature at which a substance catches fire, burns, is called ignition temperature. Then what is ignition temperature? There is a temperature needed for each of the substance. Each substance heated at different temperatures. At different temperatures they will burn off. You know that when we are taking a matchstick, while we are rubbing it on the matchbox, it immediately gets fire. Why we are rubbing it on the matchbox? Because while we are rubbing it on the matchbox, the frictional force acts and it will produce some heat, and because of that heat the matchstick will burn easily. So we are rubbing the matchstick with matchbox. Such like when we are turning into this fire to a wood piece, how will that wood get this fire? If it happens very fast or a slow process, it takes some time, isn't it? When we are burning it with a matchstick, it will not burn because some time will be taking for burning. At that time, the matchstick will be burned fully, isn't it? Then we are taking some other material, some like paper, some other things. We are putting it some there and placing that wood piece on the fire. Then after some time only the wood piece get burned. Why? Because it needs some temperature to start its burning process. So it is taking that time, isn't it? Then that temperature is known as ignition temperature. At the temperature which the material starts to burn. Until that it will not burn. Attaining that ignition temperature, it will start to burn. A substance will not catch fire and burn if its temperature is lower than its ignition temperature. If its temperature is lower than its ignition temperature, the substance will not burn. Different substances have different ignition temperature. Different substances have different ignition temperature. Example, ignition temperature of kerosene is less than that of the temperature of wood. Why? Because we may see that, isn't it? We are able to burn the wood with the help of a kerosene. While we are seeing that, showing that burn matchsticks to the kerosene, then it will burn immediately. But the wood will not burn immediately without the help of kerosene. Such like also the ignition temperature of kerosene is very less compared to ignition temperature of wood. Substances which have very low ignition temperature and can easily catch fire with a flame are called inflammable substances. Those substances such like now we have said about kerosene, isn't it? Such like substances which have low ignition temperature and can easily catch fire. Low ignition temperature and which catches easily fire, they are known as inflammable substances. You may see that the tankers that is going with the petrol, diesel, these all things, we see that it is written that inflammable substances. Why? Because they have low ignition temperature and can be burned easily. These all for today. Thank you. Have